In the early 90s, London's Leicester Square was home to one of the most legendary jungle and drum and bass events, Voodoo Magic. Hidden beneath the surface in the basement of the famous Equinox nightclub, this underground rave became a sanctuary for those chasing heavy bass lines and rapid-fire breaks. Often opening the doors at 4 a.m. in the morning and closing at 12 p.m, Leicester Square would fill with ravers at 3 a.m. on their way to Voodoo Magic. At kicking out time 12 p.m. Leicester Square was full of unsuspecting tourists witnessing this huge group of blurry-eyed ravers exit the club. The DJs, some of the finest the scene had to offer. Groover Rider, the godfather of drum and bass, and his partner in crime, Fabio, both commanded huge crowds and went on to present the Radio 1 drum and bass show. DJ Hype, an accomplished scratch DJ and owner of Ganja and Players Records, and the legendary DJ Randall, who has now sadly passed, used to take the crowd on a journey with the most precise mixing the scene had to offer. Not forgetting the executioner, Andy C., a crowd fave, who would drop those dubs nobody had from his Ram Records selection. But that wasn't all. LTJ Bookham, Dillinger and Kenny Ken would all step up to the decks, delivering cutting-edge jungle anthems that defined the scene. And you couldn't forget the MCs. Those voices that brought the music to life. MC GQ, who now works with Andy C. The legendary MC Flux, MCs Moose and Fivo, got the crowd hyped from start to finish, controlling the energy in the room with a mere catchphrase or chant. Unlike the lineups at drum and bass raves today, where you can have 15 plus MCs performing, at Voodoo Magic, it was just these 4 MCs holding the mic down over the entire night. They would have to adjust their styles to accommodate the DJ, whilst also keeping the energy high. In part 1 of this series, we covered how Voodoo Magic would sometimes open its doors at 4 a.m. and close at 12 p.m. Just think about that for a moment. Opens at 4 a.m, closes at 12 p.m. These MCs kept the vibes and energy high throughout. The rave never let up. Voodoo Magic wasn't just a party. It was a movement, a raw spiritual experience that captured the very essence of the UK's underground drum and bass scene. Something that often gets missed are the names and brands behind these historic raves. We'll cover that in part 4. Back in the early 90s, Rob Playford's Moving Shadow record label, responsible for classics such as Deep Blues, The Helicopter Tune, Omni Trio's Renegade Snares and drum and bass collective Foul Play, moved into the promotion arena. Voodoo Magic was the result. As a bolt-on to Moving Shadow Records, there was Section 5 Records, a vinyl record store ran by Andrew Lyle, and twin brother Section 5 Steve Lyle. It is from that record shop tickets were sold and history was made. Section 5 Records was located in Chelsea, southwest London, on the very swanky King's Road. A shop that often gets missed on the DMB history landscape, but is essential to see the whole picture. It was a great sight seeing ravers and budding DJs walking down the King's Road on their way to Section 5, walking past the posh coffee shops mingling with millionaires who lived in that area, who were totally unaware of the scene that was built from a small vinyl store on their doorstep. The people responsible, Rob Playford, Andrew and Section 5 Steve Lyle, we salute you.